Welcome to part 10 of my reaction series to the anime, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift? You might notice that I'm in a slightly different environment today, and the one and only thing you need to know about this is that I am indeed a teleporter.
There are many programs and ads claiming to help you lose X amount of pant sizes in less than 2 months. Generally, those plans are based around extreme dietary restrictions. Proper dieting and portion control on its own isn't terrible.
But
Be careful. Make sure you're not extreme dieting.
Okay, Rare Machio W to start today's episode. I really like the fact that he's preaching to avoid extreme dieting. I think this is a common thing we see in today's culture. People want results now, people want results fast, people want results immediately, and they would much rather do some sort of crash diet that lasts for a month or two, where they drop 10, 15, 20, sometimes even as extreme as like 30 pounds in this short period of time. But what happens after this period of time? Inevitably, all of those people, if not most of them, gain that weight back and usually gain more weight than that. These crash diets are not built off of long-term sustainable habits, and this can be really detrimental. You don't want to gain the weight back. Like, what is the reason most of us want to lose weight? Is because we want to look or feel a certain way, hit certain health markers, and when you lose all of that weight only to gain it back, you're not accomplishing that. There is certain times where this is maybe slightly okay and slightly acceptable, like if you have a vacation coming up and you want to drop some weight to look better for that vacation. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that, and I think that that's okay to probably do, maybe let's call it slightly more extreme dieting. But my caution to those people was, how much better shape would you be in and how much better would you feel if you maintained a level of fitness year round, and when a vacation came around, if you only had to drop maybe 10 to 15 pounds in a short period of time and you gave yourself more time to do it, you were able to look sliced and diced and cut up, and it wasn't this extreme 20 to 30 pound drop in a short period of time because you let yourself go for the year round. So I think sustainable habits will always be king. I'm not a huge fan of crash dieting, and I don't think that those things are sustainable. I don't think you always have to be focused around sustainable habits, but I think 99.9% of the time and 99.9% of goals should be focused around sustainable habits.
Since your muscles need food to grow, if you're not eating enough, they'll shrink. And that will result in a slower metabolism.
Okay, we have a slower metabolism here. So there's some truth to this, but there's also a bit of a lie to this. So what he says here is that when you have these really extreme diets, you're more likely to lose more muscle mass. This is true. Now, the thing he says after that is that when you lose a lot of muscle mass, your metabolism is going to shrink. This is something we believed for a really long time, but I think when we actually started to look at how many calories a pound of muscle mass, 2 pounds, 3 pounds of muscle mass actually burns in a day, it's not that much. It's not as much as you would think it is. And because of that, even if you lose quite a bit of muscle mass, it's probably not going to have a substantial difference in how many calories you're burning in a day, aka your metabolism. So I don't think this is actually something you need to worry about. But what I do think you need to worry about is why you want to lose the weight. Most people want to lose weight in these very crash diety, very fast ways because they want to look a certain way. They want to look lean, they want to look toned, they want to look good, and some degree of muscle mass is required for that. So when you lose weight really, really fast and you lose a lot of muscle mass, you might reach that goal weight, but you might actually be 10, 15, 20 pounds further away from how you want to look, the amount of leanness you want to have, because you lost more muscle mass and less fat mass. In that regard, it is better to take things slower and lose more fat and less muscle mass by doing so, by giving yourself a longer time frame. Let's say you have a vacation coming up. Instead of giving yourself 2 months to lose that 12 pounds, give yourself 3 months to lose that 12 pounds. In fact, I think you should look at a rate of about 1 pound per week for your goal. Some weeks are going to be a little bit faster, some weeks are going to be a little bit slower, but that allows you to give yourself a very sustainable point to put your goal. So what you're looking at is, for every pound you want to lose, you want to give yourself a week. So if you want to drop 50 pounds for vacation, you need to give yourself a year from that vacation. So that's where sustainable dieting really comes in, is you never want to be 50 pounds, 30 pounds, like anything more than that away from your goal. Like you want to be 10 to 12 pounds away from how you want to look. And you want to keep as much muscle mass as possible by dieting as slowly as possible.
Just know there's no fast way to reach your goals. Regular exercise and a balanced diet are the keys that unlock that dream bod. If you get into the habit of working out regularly, your body will change at a healthy pace without the need for extreme dieting.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
There are many different diets that can be effective without exercise, but I personally think it should be incorporated into your lifestyle for reasons beyond your size. You're both still growing, and weight training stimulates the bone density and joint support needed later in life. So just keep lifting and eat loads of good things. Get ready to muscle up!
All right.
Hilarious that he's like, get ready to muscle up. Nothing high school teenage girls want to hear more than get ready to muscle. That's sure to motivate them. I do really like this sentiment here. There's lots of healthy diets that can work without exercise, but there's benefits to strength training and exercise that you don't get from dieting alone that you very much want in your life. One that he mentions here is bone density, and that's a huge one. I think especially for women, osteoporosis is more common as they start to age. And if you want to combat that, you need to do strength training. One of the single best things you can do for bone density and joint health is some form of strength training. Cardio can be a little bit helpful as well, but not as helpful as strength training. So you definitely want to hit the weights, even if it's nothing crazy, even if it's only once or twice a week, supplemented in with some walking. Doing something is better than nothing. Other things that strength training helps with is movement throughout the entirety of your life. I've given this example a few times, but when you're 70, 80, 90 years old, if you still want to be able to get off the toilet, get off the floor, move around and enjoy the things you want to enjoy. Like I think for a lot of us, the goal of making it to retirement so we can golf all day, garden, and do all these things we love, I don't think we really think about how much muscle mass plays a factor into that. And every movement you do in daily life requires using your muscles to do it. So if you want to be able to keep doing the things that you love, you absolutely need muscle mass in order to do it. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you've enjoyed another reaction to how heavy are the dumbbells you lift. Drop below in the comments what your favorite piece of advice I gave was today. And hey, if you like this anime, check out this video here. And maybe you want something a little bit more, a different speed, check out this anime here. And until next time, guys, peace out.